Hey guys, what's going on? BMcG here, and today we have the first war of Season 41 underway. We're matched up against DSVG. I got some good buddies over here, so kind of hate facing these guys. But, it is what it is. You can't really control who you go against in Alliance War, so if you have to face against some of your friends, that's just how it is. So, we have a really fun team this war. I have Overseer and the Ant-Men. Little side note, I wanted to have some fun with the thumbnail, but a lot of you guys probably wouldn't have understood the reference. I wanted to try to make the thumbnail look like Dion and the Belmonts album covers, but have it be Overseer and the Ant-Man. No one would have gotten it. I love 50s and 60s music, so that's just a little side note about me. Not that any of you guys really care, you guys are here for MCOC, but we have a 9-fight war today. Ant-Man takes 1 fight, Overseer takes 7, and future Ant-Man takes 1. So it's a really fun war. I get to use some of my favorite champs. I love starting out seasons like this where I can use champs that I enjoy using. I'm comfortable with them. I really like using classic Ant-Man or Scott Lang in Alliance War because of this. Once you get your poisons up, you can just dex all the time and get an intercept to refresh the poisons. But if you dex, you just keep those poisons paused, and you just they're pretty much dead after the special too. So I love using regular Ant-Man. But next up we have Dragon Man, and we're using Overseer here. So just a reminder, Overseer is a part of the current attack tactic where you can neutralize the opponent. I believe it's called Subdue. Can't remember the names off the top of my head, but essentially after we parry Dragon Man to remove his power charge, if we have the neutralize up, when he tries to gain it back, he will never have it again. So it's a really good Overseer fight. Without the tactic, Overseer can also shut down his power charge with his special concussions. If you bait a special at the correct time, when Dragon Man tries to gain a power charge, it will fail and you'll never gain it back throughout the rest of the fight. But this fight, again, super straightforward. Overseer pretty much turns it into a nothing fight. It's a really solid first fight for Overseer this war, in my opinion, because it gets me ready for some of the cooler and harder fights that we have coming up. So next up we have Longshot on the shared node here, and I pop on an invuln here just to be safe. You never know with Longshot, this dude could shoot red, and he has a stun after a special 3, so you kind of want to eat the whole special 3 with the invuln and then some of the basic hits afterwards. But I end up not needing it in this fight, I believe. The invuln won't save you from the special 1 that Longshot has. When he has Pure of Heart active, he'll bleed you out. So the goal here is to bait special 2s. We are immune to the Fate Seals, so he's just going to inflict us with an Incinerate that pretty much does nothing. So we bait the, we knock him down there with our heavy, and then dex the last part of that special 2. Drop our special 2 here at 4 gamma. The last hit pushes us over to 5 gamma. So the Fury that we gain is pretty strong. It's not as strong as it could be, but 1 gamma power is not going to make the biggest difference in the world, especially against Longshot in this fight. But we really don't want this guy throwing special 1s, but he gets pretty trigger happy with them. It's not a big deal. Right there, I was blocking and he threw it, but we can dex it. It's not a big deal. I just don't want to try to bait that special attack because it's the riskier special to bait with Overseer. But that fight goes down pretty well, and we are on to the next set of fights. Poked Admin there because he had that Terrax to clear for us. But these next fights I think are probably, it's like a string of 5 fights that I'm super proud of, and it starts with this Absorbing Man here. Shout out Free to Play Loser, love that guy. This is Prowess Build Up Unblockable, Power Snack, and 1 too many hits. And Overseer's great for Power Snack. It ramps him up significantly faster than normal. And I don't know about you guys, I love fighting Absorbing Man. I think he's just a really fun champ to fight. You kind of have to have a plan going into the fight so you don't time out because of his regen. Overseer places all kinds of debuffs on the opponent, so you can reduce the heal rate with Despair, so it does help. But You don't want this dude refining his modes, but like these special ones and Mystic Dispersion pushing him over a bar of power, some people complain about it. I think it's easier to fight him because you get easier openings that way. You don't have to block and, you know, risk taking a blocked hit when he's refined or something. Mystic Dispersion will likely push him over a bar of power, but before I could really explain anything that was going on, the fight's down. So Overseer is a really good counter for Absorbing Man on that node, and in general he's a pretty decent counter if you can line up your Cosmic Mode nuke cycle when he's not in Uru mode. So if you can keep him out of it or keep him in the Magma mode or no mode, then you're cooking. But next up we have ManThing on path 6. This is a pretty straightforward fight. There's not much going on here that I need to really talk about. He has a passive prowess that makes his special attacks deal more damage, and ManThing specials aren't too hard to avoid. So we go in here, activate our Cosmic Mode with our special 1, and then taunt him with our heavy attack. And then now we just keep going to town on this guy. It's, you know, we're beating up this guy's ManThing. You know, he probably liked it, but it's okay. And we finish out the fight here with a special 1. So 45-second fight with Overseer, pretty good in my opinion. Next up we have Bishop on the second node here, and we are using Future Ant-Man. This is his only fight this war. We're still trying to figure out exactly where we can use this guy in war, so I'm going to try to figure that out as we go along, but I know he's a great Bishop counter. I know he doesn't give Bishop prowess, so this one made a lot of sense. Plus, it helps with my classic Ant-Man fights, or classic Ant-Man fight, because it makes his glancing debuff last a lot longer. So in this fight, I'm just gonna spoil it for you guys. We have about like 140,000 damage worth of overkill here. So I could have dropped the special 2 right there, it would have been fine. But we're playing Bishop here in the way that we, you know, I call it my lockdown cycle against this guy. You just don't let him throw a special attack. But right here, we had so much overkill on that special 2 there. It's just wild. So that's Bishop down. And then next up we have Dr. Doom on node 39. This is Ebb and Flow Intercept, Mighty Charge, and Crumbling Armor. I love using Overseer for Doom here. It's a semi-risky fight, but if you're comfortable fighting Doom, it's not the most difficult fight in the world because you're ramping up pretty consistently with how often Doom is throwing his special attacks, as well as you being Nullify immune. So when you dash in and you dex the special 1, there's a chance that he can try to nullify your precision buff that you have. But we activate Cosmic Mode there, and now we just need this guy to throw a special 1. He does. We dash in, punish, and now we're dealing tons of damage. So we're just going to close out the fight here. I wanted to bait one more heavy attack, punish that, finish with a couple hits, and he's done. So that was the fastest I have ever done that Dr. Doom fight with Overseer, so I'm really happy with that. This last fight here against Nova, this is not the last fight of the war, but the last fight of the stretch of 5. I'm insanely proud of. This fight was a lot of fun to do. My buddy Manuel over in BG3, when we sent our plan in the officer chat, he was like, not sure about that Nova fight using Overseer for it, but the rest of the plan looks fine. So I took that personally and had to do this fight as perfect as I could. But I do get clipped by the special 1 here. We're running in an invuln, so it's okay. I just didn't want the invuln to go to waste. So we eat the last 2 hits of that special 1 there, so we still have it just in case we push him to a special 3. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure we didn't waste that invuln because we did use it. It costs a lot of loyalty and units to use those, so you know, you got to use them when you get them. So now we're just baiting special 1s, punishing this guy. Like, I'm really proud of how this one is going. We drop the special 1 here to remove his buffs with our Fate Seal that we get. And we go in here with an intercept, finish the fight with a special 1. I'm really happy with how that one went. I don't think I could have played that one any better than I did. So after Nova goes down, we wait for my buddy to clear that apocalypse. He did it perfectly fine. Vacuum OP. That's his username, Mr. Vacuum. Next up, we have this Ebony Maw on node 54. and I was juggling between the idea of using Overseer or Ant-Man. And I settled on Overseer mainly due to my comfort with Overseer versus Ebony Maw. But there was one thing I kind of overlooked as soon as I got into the fight. I see that passive pink power gain thing that he has. That increases his power gain by 100%, I believe. And then there's also Aspect of Evolution, which increases it even further, and combat power rate. Right there, I screwed that heavy up. But every time we dex and trigger Mystic Dispersion, he's going to be gaining a lot more power than he normally would. So it becomes kind of sketchy, and I don't think I would go Overseer here again. It went fine in this war, but there's always the chance where it just does not go fine. Look how much power he gained there. And then, we punish that heavy again, he gains so much power there. Or punish special 1, and then we punish here, and he's getting a lot of power. It's kind of a risky fight. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is what it is. We go in here with a heavy bait, and then we drop our special 3. So we punish his heavy with our special 3. So that should give us the extra retaliation damage from the SIG. So you guys will see here, burst of damage. It didn't do an insane amount. But now we just need Ebony Maw to throw a special 1. He does. We punish with our combo, and he's done. So that fight was a little sketchy. I think I would do it with Ant-Man next time instead of Overseer, but it went fine. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, hit like, sub if you're new. If you already subbed, you know I love you. See you guys for the next video or stream. Peace out.